This week on Face Off Hockey Show, I'm tinny AF, as the kids like to say. I'm here in a hotel room. It's really weird. There's no one else here with me. Um, yeah, we're gonna have a fun time. All that and more right now. Hi. There's no intro music. Johnny's not here. Johnny's what we like to call a little bit late ski, um, and that's fine. That's fine. He can be late. He does so much for this channel. So it's just me. You got me for the first, I don't know, however long it takes for Johnny or someone else to show up on here. Um, as you can tell, I'm here live in beautiful Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Um, and it's a getaway. It's a getaway week for me. Sitting here, just chilling, doing my dang things, and hanging out with some peeps and all that fun stuff. So it's a welcome change from North Dakota. It's a little bit warmer than North Dakota. Still snow, still garbage, still crappy, all that fun stuff. So here we are in life, as everything else. Yeah, then that really hasn't been much ado about nothing this week for me. I know that there's been um, yeah, just car trouble still. 3 weeks now without the stand machine, the stand van, as it were. So rental cars, and then firing up the old Pontiac was a treat as well. Making sure that the Pontiac was ready to go, and that was a task within itself. Getting all kinds of fantasticness and pumping up the tires, getting a new battery, making sure things didn't blow up. Those, after not starting it for almost a year, my B. That's on me though. And yet here we are. I was able to make it up to Winnipeg, and then sitting in the Winnipeg parking lot, airport parking lot, and just who knows what's going to go next. Who knows what's going to happen with it. We'll see how far we pan out with that, and see if I can get it started again once I go over there. So yeah, that's been my week. I think Johnny had hockey this week for the Black Bears. He had some photos up on the Facebook page at FOHS Radio. If you haven't done so already, I'm sure you have, because we kind of whore it off as much as possible. Yeah, aside from that, not much going on. And as you can tell, hard to do this, hard to do all kinds of stuff. That's going well. Thank you, Chris. I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to make it glorious. I'm also trying to sell it to Jen's kid, so we gotta make sure it's up and running for him. I got half the money for that. As you can tell, I'm taking in the Canadian delicacies like Wendy's. That's mm. And if they don't have the Canadian flag on there, they used to have like the Canadian flag as the apostrophe. It doesn't look like they do that anymore. Can you get that? There we go. There's the focus. So it is what it is. What are we going to do today? What can we do today with just me meandering about? We can go on talking about the fantasticness that was some injury news, including some late breaking injury news, as it were. With the Tampa Bay Lightning, who I have to say, the Tampa Bay Lightning right now, running shop. At the same time, though, you worry about what's going to happen to them in terms of, like, Kucherov is having an MVP season. If he doesn't win the MVP, I'm going to be highly upset, in all honesty. I think that he's been just tremendous. 70 assists on the season so far, breaking a Tampa Bay franchise record. That's insanity. That's Vinsanity. But you know, it's they have that that Washington Capitals kind of situation, in that they are always there, always just at the peak, and then somehow, some way, they get screwed over. What can you do? I mean, Andres Vasilevsky, maybe he's not getting tired enough. Maybe he's actually getting rest. I mean, you have to figure out that sooner or later he's going to need to stock up. I mean, they got enough banked in the win column. They can go ahead and sit him for a little bit. Put Louis Domingue in there. So, I mean, why wouldn't you at that point? In any case, we'll see what's up. Tampa Bay by it, 94 points. They're literally running away with the Eastern Conference. The next closest is the Islanders. No, I'm sorry. The next closest is Boston, 78 points. So there's a substantial gap there. So I don't know why you're going to play all your players, but who am I to say, right? Who the hell am I to say? Um, let's start with the injury news. We don't have injury news music. So here we are. Speaking of the Tampa Bay Lightning, like I said, kind of went into that diatribe. Victor Hedman, he's got a lower body injury. He's day to day. So we will see how far that takes him. Obviously, a big hurt for them to lose Victor Hedman. But again, you got enough bank on it. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you let him rest a few more, several times? There we go. There's that. Kyle Okposo, upper body injury. He was sent home for testing. He got a little punchy in the face. Played a game and then got sent home from the Sabres for more testing. He's day to day, aren't we all? But it's the same situation where Okposo is coming off that neurological situation that benched him most, if not all, of last season. I do believe a majority of the season last year, and they're gonna have to be fragile with him. You kind of have to be fragile with a head injury like that, and a kid like that taking shots to the face. Not the best way to go. Jake Virtanen, fractured ribs. He's going to be out at least a month. While Brent Seabrook's got an abdomen injury. He is day to day. Did you see the highlights of the Chicago-Ottawa game? That was a thing. That was a thing that happened. Because there's a game that finished 8-7, 9 goals scored in the first period. Craig Anderson came in the first period and still made 20-some saves. And that was a clown shoes sort of game. Very clown shoes sort of game. And I don't use clown shoes often. I only use that in special terms. So this was a special term for me to go ahead and use such clown shoes vernacular. Joe Morrow, lower body injury. He's out 2 to 3 weeks, while Dustin Byfuglien's lower body injury is going to take him day to day. They put him on IR. He's not going to travel with the Jets coming up here. So, we will go ahead and put that together and see things from that. All right, so gonna wait to Johnny for the Patreon pick. 7 minutes in. 7 minutes in, I'm already blasting through the first segment. It's a lot better. It's a lot easier with 2 people. It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier with somebody else to play with. That's why the Chesapeake Hockey Week thing is so fun. I just do it myself, and then I do 20 minutes, and hey, I'm done. I don't have to fill 2 hours. So it's going to be a lot of Jim Rome pausing until we get somebody here. A lot of Jim Rome pausing. That wasn't an indie band name. I'll never know. Speaking of crazy games last night, the Bruins Sharks game, that was insane. I was watching that one because that was on the TV at the bar I was at. And man, the Sharks got hosed. That high sticking game that Chris Wagner, I think his name is, put in. They got jobbed. They got jobbed big time. Although the Bruins kind of got jobbed in the first period when the puck kind of crossed the line, but they called it no goal. Then Nesson ran it like the goddamn Zapruder film, because it's like back into the 11. It's the greatest tragedy they've ever had in their life. So what can you do? Come on, Boston, stop being so salty. You've won everything since like 2002. You guys can give this one up, but they didn't, and they got one back, and there they are. And it's a shame because Joe Thornton could have had his cock trick, and kids would have went wild. Although if the first goal counts, who knows what happened? But still, point is this. Officiating is inconsistent. Breaking news. Breaking news for you people. Robbie Shrimp. Remember Robbie Shrimp? Robbie Shrimp's a guy who is Robbie Shrimp's a guy who had so much promise and then not so much. And then just became a trick shot guy. Great, incredible junior career. But goes to the NHL, didn't get a break here and there, and away we are. So apparently, NHL, NBC's NBC Sports little NHL thing put out a situation where the Barry Trotz effect, and that last year the Islanders were 28-25-6, but with Barry Trotz this year on February 15th, they're 34-17-6. So what's that? 6 more wins, 8 less losses, same amount of ties though. So that's there. And then the picture they showed was John Tavares from last year, and then they had a picture of Anders Lee from this year. And then Robbie Shrimp chimes in saying that that John Tavares is the ultimate "I did my job" kind of superstar. He wins when he goes to play for his country, as they are loaded with players mostly equal or better. Other than that, he just collects his points and his awards. I don't know how you can agree or disagree on that point. I'm not really entirely sure. I mean, obviously, Robbie Shrimp spent some time with him during his career. But I mean, he also didn't, I guess, wasn't in there for the long haul, as it were. I mean, this is a guy who fly by night with the Islanders. Was he? Let me see. Let's see here. I had notification on that. Where was he? He the Islanders for 2 seasons, but he was back and forth from the age, or no, just the AHL one time. Then he get shipped out there. I mean, Tavares is a guy who barely was in the league when Shrimp. He played the first 2 years. So you got a, what was it, 18, 19-year-old, and you're saying he's the ultimate "I did my job" guy. He might be. John Tavares could be the kid who is God, what's the word I'm looking for? Selfish prick, I think, is one. But at the same time, I don't know if I can say a guy who played with him in his rookie and sophomore season is a guy who is a force, is a professor in this, and he understands everything. He understands the logic with this. I mean, because after that, he went to Atlanta and then fucked off to overseas. So, it wasn't like he was there the entire time during the development of John Tavares. Just hears from people, and whatever. And you could say, I mean, I'm sure Islanders fans love to hear that, considering what they've gone through with the John Tavares drama this past summer. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see him as "I did my job. Why don't you guys do it?" But at the same time, I don't see him as he doesn't make people better. I guess he doesn't have that effect where he makes people better. So I'm not sure. I think Shrimp has a point, but I don't know if it's a strong one. I don't know if it's one that you can go ahead and put a bow on and say, yeah, no, this is ipso facto, away we go kind of thing. Who am I to say? I'm not in the room. Robbie Shrimp was in the room for a little bit, but he wasn't there too. Getting a text from John. Here we go. Let's play this live on air, shall we? Let's see how this works. If I can. Yeah, there we go. Let's see what Johnny says. See what Johnny has to say. Okay.
Hi. I'm on my way. I will be home in 23 minutes. So right before the show, basically. I'll grab my blue blazer and come on downstairs.
There you heard him. He's 23 minutes away. And that was 5 minutes ago. So he's about 18 minutes away from Johnny P. I didn't get a blue blazer. That's the one thing I should have done. Should have got a blue blazer for Wazzy Night in Canada. Wazzy Week in Canada, as it were. I don't know. I just didn't go to thrift shops. I'm drinking the entire time. What do you want me to do? Get out of here. Plus, it's been cold. Do you think I really want to? You think I really want to do that? You think I really want to go out in the cold? No. God, no. I barely want to go out in the cold in my own home, much less other things' home. Whatever. Who am I to say? Who am I as a simple man to say that? Speaking of the Islanders are playing their first round matchups in Nassau Coliseum, to the delight of Mark with a C, I'm sure. I'm not sure. Then after that, it's going to be in Barclays Center, because I guess the NHL is just like, no, we can't. As you guys can't keep doing this. Like, you can't play playoff games there. I don't know why not. I'm trying to think, is Nassau Coliseum more capacity than the Barclays Center? Because the Barclays Center is what, 13 bills, I think, 13,000 capacity. Because you got to figure that Barclays Center can't be that much. in terms of just getting people. So why wouldn't the NHL want? Sure, Nassau Coliseum is not up to standard. Really, 19,000 Barclays, 14.5 for veteran the Nassau Coliseum. Sure, that's something. Barclays for hockey is 15.75. So Nassau, the Colisee, as the kids like to call it, less capacity. Interesting. Very interesting. Ice hockey 13,917. Barclays Center for 15,795. Why wouldn't you want to pull it in Nassau? People actually like it there more, right? You would think that they would go ahead, and it's easier to get to, and da 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 da. But I guess they don't. The playoff monies. They want to charge that top dollar New York City ticket. Screw Long Island ticket. Top dollar bill, yo. So, kind of dumb. Yeah, I don't think it's the smartest way to go about it. If they're going to move out to Nassau Coliseum anyway next year, why wouldn't you? Wow, the seating capacity for Nassau Coliseum got killed 3,000 seats almost. It went from 16,170 to 13,917. Yeah, that's interesting. I was with you on that, Chris. I thought Nassau was better than Barclays too. I thought Barclays only had like just over 13. Apparently not. But they killed, like I said, killed almost 3,000 seats during the renos. So that happens. But you look at the playoff tickets, and then the NHL is going to want to try to get top dollars. So if they can get those 2,000 extra butts in the seats, charging $100 a pop, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you go ahead and do something like that? Corey Schneider wins his first game in 14 months. Shout out to Corey Schneider. Of course, he's been injured and dealing with surgeries, but still, he hadn't won in a calendar year. He hadn't done much of anything, but he goes in and gets a win against the Minnesota Wild. On Friday night. That's right, Friday night. So yeah, good to Corey Schneider for getting that win. Dennis Cholowski, a good Irish name. It was his bobblehead night on, was it Valentine's Day or the day before Valentine's Day? The day before, because he got it. Okay. So last Wednesday was his bobblehead night. He got healthy scratched, and then the next day he was sent down to the AHL. So great promotions there by the Detroit Red Wings. Give the guy a bobblehead, then healthy scratch him, and then send him down to Grand Rapids after that. I'm not saying that they're going ahead and completely screwing over this whole thing. Their rebuild is going fantastically, I'm sure. But as of right now, it's not going great. Trying to find out where is Detroit. Detroit is the second worst team in the East and fourth worst team in the NHL. Tied for fourth worst with the New Jersey Devils. So there's that. Devils hosting 90s night tonight, I think it was. So they're doing all kinds of fun 90s crap. That's always good. I don't know. 90s night's still too close to me. Doing a 90s night is kind of an interesting situation. Not doing 90s night is tremendous. I'd love it, in all honesty. What can you do? What can you do with a problem like Maria? I thought that Johnny would get this, but it seems that Thomas Dundon's in the news again. So Thomas Dundon really believes in football, I guess, apparently. Or he really hates the NFL. Either way, he sunk $250 million into the All-American Football League, which basically saved the league from basically folding already, because apparently they were going to miss payrolls for that. So $250 or $250 million, boom, with an M, sure, and he's going to be chairman of the board. So congratulations to him. I bet he's going to say all the jerseys are terrible. We need to go ahead and make sure the jerseys are better. Don't wear these jerseys on the road against these jerseys. I've seen a little bit. Seen a little bit of this this football. It's okay. It's not terrible football. It's not the greatest, but it's not terrible. You're right, Chris. 90s night does make me feel a little too. But I guess, Thomas Dundon's got the cash. Why wouldn't you? Bill Daly said that an emphatic no, that the situation would be affecting the Carolina Hurricanes and how they're run. So that's pretty good. I'm glad that was taken care of. I don't think anyone cared. I don't think anyone was actually worrying that the Hurricanes were in any kind of problems. Like, shift my arms up. Good. Sit like this. Sit like a gentleman. My arms up on the table, hunched over. So yeah, I mean, good for him in investing. No light jerseys in the AAF. None. No, you can't have any. You're right, Chris. Should just keep it. Make that the rule for the entire season. Yeah, so I guess we can get to our Patreon pick. I was gonna wait for Johnny. He's about 2 to 3 minutes away. We'll see how it goes. We just blew through all the news now. See that banter. That banter is just nowhere to be found, right, kids? Anyway. Patreon, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. For those who are contribute to our Patreon, you mean the world to us. Patreon.com/faceoffhockeyshow is where I'm talking about. You give us some money, we give you the ability to do some topics, and we give you some stuff here and there. It's fun. Patreon.com/faceoffhockeyshow. You'd be like Chris, Matthew, Damon, Mark, Trista, Brian, Angela, Sean, Mitch, Ethan, Kevin, and Jeff. They all contributed. You can do patreon.com/faceoffhockeyshow, and that's what it do. And one of the things you could do is vote on our Patreon pick. You create an entire freaking segment for us. Yeah. And this one is salty commentators. Salty commentators. And this is after, of course, we've seen the Brian Burke situation. We've seen Brian Burke be a complete ass about the whole Carolina Hurricane celebration thing. And it's good that his the man who he's going to be replacing, Don Cherry called him a bunch of jerks. Don Cherry called the Carolina Hurricanes a bunch of jerks. Look, is it annoying? Sure. Having fun, let them have fun, I guess. Especially in a market like that, who you kind of need an extra caveat to it. Yeah, I mean, it's choreographed. It goes in line with what Cherry's done in the past. Ovechkin's hot stick deal, he didn't like that one bit. So the celebration thing is there. In terms of what he actually said, he said, and I quote, "This is the National Hockey League. Rod Brind'Amour is a good coach. These guys, to me, are jerks. They're not drawing fans. I'll tell you one thing. They better not do this in the playoffs. I don't understand. What I don't understand is Brind'Amour is a straight shooter. He always was. This is a joke. Young men expressing themselves for the joy of winning. You don't do this thing in the NHL. This is professional hockey. What are these guys, jerks or something? If you want to do it before the game, but this is actually absolutely ridiculous. I know the broadcasters and everything are afraid to say something like that, but the Hurricanes are jerks for doing it. I know what I'm talking about. You should never do anything like that. They're still not drawing fans. They're a bunch of jerks as far as I'm concerned. Imagine Justin Williams doing stuff like that. Ridiculous. Lo, he forgets Justin Williams actually was the one who kind of championed this. He was the first guy who did it, I think. So you can imagine that because it actually happened, Donnie. So that's probably I can understand where the old heads are coming from. I mean, the thing is that if if you want them to really go ahead and stop it, then guys, you do like Elias Lindholm did when he went back to Carolina and the Flames won. He started to mock him and do the clap. If other teams start doing that at the Carolina Hurricanes ice after a win, which I think they should, because I think it'd be hilarious if after a win you want to really make people heels, you want to really make the Hurricanes like a Hurricanes against the world. You start doing their celebration after you win on their ice. So, can you do? What can you do? I I can see where Don Cherry's coming from. He's 85. He's old. He's going to die soon. These things happen. But I mean, you can't. They're trying to draw people. Why wouldn't you have fun? Try to have fun. Say, hey, you can support him to a win. You can go ahead. The draw, the whole attendance thing is such a cop. It's such a cop out. I don't think you can. You can measure success that way, but you can't measure. I mean, you can't say it as a failure point either, because tickets like you can have games that are technically sellouts because every ticket's sold, but not have people in the stands. I mean, you can like the announced attendance thing is the worst one. I don't think that the Hurricanes are that bad off in attendance. To be honest with you, I'm trying to find this right now. Rod Brendamore said some stuff too. We'll get to that in a minute here too. I gotta get to ESPN's just terrible site. Like honestly, I can't. Much as I want to like ESPN and they're trying, it just doesn't make sense. I don't know. Why is there an RPI for hockey? Why do we have RPI for hockey? Is there a tournament now? Is there at large bids? What the hell's going on? Carolina sitting 13,950, 13,950 for average attendance. That puts them 28th out of 31 teams. Yeah, 74% capacity. I don't know if it's a cop out or not. Did he have an issue with the pregame? I'm not sure if he had an issue with the pregame. That's a great question. He should have. And the Vegas Eddie, you're right. The Vegas pregame was kind of boring. But at the same time, I don't remember him. Don Cherry, Vegas, Vegas opening? No, Vegas pregame. But that I think is what he's saying in terms of when he says do it on the pregame. I don't know. I don't know if he liked it or not. It's kind of just sitting there. Don Cherry, Quebec City, impressed by Knights. Nothing about him ripping on Vegas for the pregame. Yeah, I don't know. If he did, it wasn't as blatant, I suppose. But at the same time, I wouldn't. I think that's what he said when he said you can do it pregame, but doing it after the game or whatever. Yeah, whatever. Don Cherry had his time. It's over. And there's some salient points he may still make every now and again, but it gets splattered out by the nonsense he's spewing as well. So, as we sit here in the year of our Lord 2019, Don Cherry hates fun. Rod Brendamore said it's not about everyone else. Critics are missing the point. It's about our players engaging our fans, thanking them for sticking with us and being there for us and trying to provide a little levity to a pretty serious game. We push these guys pretty hard. Everything happens after the game. This isn't during the game. It's not before the game. This is when it's all said and done. They put the work in. Now they can just instead of the traditional salute to the fans, which nobody cares about, they're trying to do something a little different. That I agree with. The stick salute's boring. Tired of it. Everyone does it. Half the guys are skating off the ice and they forget to do it. Yeah, I'm at a point now where do it when you lose too. Do that when you lose. Have the fans stick around for that. See what silly stuff you're gonna do when you lose. Like, right, I don't know, light the mascot on fire. Have some barbecue. Brendan Moore said we don't care what other people think. It's been pretty positive around here. I haven't had one fan say they didn't like it, so we're not changing. Why would you change anything? You're getting notoriety, getting people talking about you. They weren't talking about you before. I think it's smart. It's PR wise, it's genius. If the guys are enjoying it, it brings them together a little more. So, yeah. And Brendan Moore said if Justin Williams, the captain, thought they wouldn't do it anymore, he wouldn't do it. So, there you go. The captain of the team is the one who's doing it. Why wouldn't you? Chris makes a salient point, too. In the end, these are adults and professionals, but they're still getting paid big bucks to play a kid's game. That's what it all boils down to. All boils down to that, ladies and gentlemen. Playing a kid's game. Make it happen. If you're all about that hurricane-ness, they need your help. Not like Jesus-wise. They just need some. Damn it! Did I forget? I keep forgetting, and I'm. First off, I will say it this way: I'm in a new time zone, so things happen an hour beforehand. And then I've been terrible about setting my fantasy teams in life, so it's kind of rough for me to actually go ahead and can I put him into? Sure can. Peter Mrazek playing tonight against the not playing tonight. Hurricanes playing the Rangers right now, and they are tied at nothing apiece. Tampa Bay's up 2-0. Shocking how that works. Carolina, as it sits right now in the divisional play, they are. I didn't want that. You, God, for Christ's sake. Where are they at? 68 points. A point behind Columbus for that last playoff spot. Point behind Pittsburgh. And they are, I think, a point behind that last wild card spot, which is Montreal right now. So there we go. That's where they sit. Every point matters, ladies and gentlemen. Every point matters. What else is in the news? He says, kind of half ironically. Matt Duchene getting sit out because the Senators are going to try to trade him. They don't want to risk an injury. I guess 3-0 Tampa. God damn. Sergachev. We're waiting on Nikita Kucherov 100-point night. He's got 99 on the season. Got 99 points, and goal is 1. So we will see how that pans out for him today. Tonight. Matt Murray's terrible. Why don't I even have him on my team? In any case, yeah. As we wait for Johnny P. Wait for Johnny P. If you guys got anything in the live chat you want me to blather on about, please let me know. Holler at your boy, as the kids like to say. I've run out of news segment stories to talk about. Run out of all of them. Oh, the Carolina Hurricanes are selling a bunch of jerk shirt, so that's pretty cool. That's good money. I think they said like 1,300 orders have been up already. I'm like, that's insane. Good for them, though. Good for them to profit off of this. So, I mean, go for it. You're going to profit off it. Make a bunch of jerk shirt. How many people have bought that? I would love that. Would I love a shirt? Maybe not. There we go. The Hurricanes, bunch of jerks. Does it. Or a couple seem like a good buy. Why not? Why not? Have them let us buy it all, ladies and gentlemen. Let them go ahead and have fun. Get a bunch of jerk shirt. Jerk store call, da-da-da-da-da. That old gag, right? Koozies on the bench. That's ready. Now Manny Machado news coming on my feed. Not a hockey question. Manny Machado. Manny Machado. Of course, former Oriole Manny Machado. He is now a Padre, a father, as it were. I lied. The 5-year opt-out clause is smart. I wish hockey contracts had that. 5 years, you're not liking it in beautiful San Diego, and you want out because your team's garbage. Why wouldn't you? Just do it. Just restructure everything. I think it's a good deal. Good for Manny. He'll be able to play shortstop, which he wanted to do. The White Sox offered him 8 years, $350, but he settles for 10 years, $300. It's a shame. $30 million a season. How is he going to live? How is he going to? Now it's Bryce Harper time. Padres not ruling out Bryce Harper. If the Padres get Bryce Harper and Manny Machado, A, they have too much money on their hands. B, if they don't win the West, the NL West, they should just stop. Just stop playing baseball. No standing. I know there's no standing available. Why is there no? Why do we have spring training season standings? That's as bad as preseason standings in the NHL. I'm trying to think. So it's the Dodgers, the Giants, the new Vegas team. What is NL West? I think the Diamondbacks, Rockies, Dodgers, Giants, Padres. Dodgers got the money. I think the Padres should go ahead and have that. Get them both. Kyle mentions if they get them both, how the hell are they gonna? I am fine with the Padres. Get the Tony Gwynn, Dave Winfield era back. That'd be great. Ozzie Smith was a shortstop. If Manny Machado became the next Ozzie Smith in San Diego, that'd be great. Doing backflips. I'd love to see Manny Machado try to do a backflip. Break his neck year one. Oh, that'd be hilarious. I can't besmirch the name of Ozzie Smith because my boy Sean O is a big Ozzie Smith guy. Kyle's a big. I don't know if Kyle's a big Ozzie Smith guy. I think he might be. So yeah, baseball happening. Baseball have been very, very good to me. I love this one. Calvin DeHaan brought up the old Don Cherry Piano Keys video. Love it. Love it. Love it so much. Look at all this attendance news. Why don't I have attendance? Oh, that's what we're talking about. Carolina. Carolina's terrible. What's going on in the fantasy leagues? I'll tell you what's going on in the fantasy leagues. Jack and shit. Jimmy Chunky Butter's dead, so we can't have a fantasy report anymore. He's dead or really drunk or just I can't find a costume, which is why I can't do it anymore. There's that. I think this last one was the reason. Because we started doing YouTube instead of just audio only. So we really ruined that bit. Could he come back? Could we get people interested in fantasy hockey? I think we've dropped from we had a league of 3 leagues of 18 teams to now 2 leagues of 10 maybe. Or 12. It's pretty ridiculous, actually. It's pretty terrible. It either shows that people don't care about fantasy hockey anymore, or people don't care about our show anymore, or both. There's that too. We had a lot of our old standing people just kind of fall off the wayside. Chris, you might be on. I've fantasy sports have kind of ruined. I'm not going to say ruined it. There's a lot of the things that ruin sports for me. Being in the media has ruined sports for me. Fantasy hockey's kind of been. Fantasy sports in general kind of at least with hockey, kind of tampers my viewing a little bit because I'm not going to be so hardcore into it. I'm also older, and this is also for free. So I think that's one of the things too. It's just there's no payout. If I was in a pay league, maybe. I kind of am in Sean Leahy's league. But that's also a situation where not all that concerned with it. Because it's free. It's like free real estate. But yeah, I think fantasy hockey had its peak and then slowly started to dissipate. At least for me, I was in so many fantasy leagues, and now it's just it's a chore. I think it's also just because I'm lazy too. I just don't check my phone. I can't. Yahoo has this 2-step verification. If I don't have my phone with me, then I can't check it. And I'm like, ugh. I don't want to not do the 2 verification because I don't want people hacking into my Yahoo and getting that sweet nothing that's in my Yahoo email, because apparently Yahoo Mail is still a thing. Do you think the new betting thing is going to bring an end to fantasy sports? That's an interesting question. That's an interesting question for the sheer fact that daily fantasy, you could say, ruined fantasy hockey and fantasy sports in general because you don't have to be in a league anymore. And I think that's where the attention span is. You pick your daily guys, and then boom, you're good. Gambling, the gambling bill could very well screw up fantasy hockey and fantasy sports in general. I think that's a situation where the optics of it are going to be interesting. I'm going to be very interested to see how everything goes down and things like that. Look at that blazer.
I made it.
Look at that sharp ass blazer.
It's my dad's.
But
I thought we were going blue. I thought we were going light blue blazers tonight.
Yeah, I couldn't find one. It's as cold as North Dakota out there, and it's as worse drivers. I'm not gonna drive around in this. Hi, Johnny.
All right. Well, I have a light blue blazer then still.
Perfect. Do you think people are a bunch of jerks?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Are we talking about the people celebrating in Carolina? Because this is a clusterfuck to me.
A little bit. We were talking about that earlier. I want to get your thoughts on that. But right now, Chris had a good question about, do we think the new betting thing is going to bring an end to fantasy sports?
Oh, no.
No?
No, I think that it makes it bigger. I think that it allows you to now bet on fantasy sports. Because
that's true.
So DraftKings have been around for a really long time at this point, right? 10 years-ish.
Who is?
DraftKings?
Thereabouts. Like, it got popular the last 5 years at least, I know.
Okay, so 5 years. We'll give them 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, but fantasy sports are still going strong. Like, fantasy football will always be around no matter what betting is involved. So why would fantasy hockey go anywhere? And just because we're those guys, fuck this system. We'd have our own league anyway. So I'd do it on Excel spreadsheets if I had to.
I bring it up in that I'm just too lazy to check my teams.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, so that was my thing where I don't have the interest I once had in it, and I think also not having to do a fantasy segment every week because I can't find a good costume for Jimmy Chunky Butter as a YouTube guy. I mean, he's his own person and he should do his own thing.
It was Jimmy. God bless Jimmy.
Rest in peace.
It was I'm going to say that my monitors are not in my ears fully. I am going to say that I have lost interest in fantasy hockey. And I don't know if it just stems from the fact that I'm not good or that I just don't care. But I do play fantasy EPL still.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
You're doing pretty well, actually.
I know, just not checking my thing for like 3-4 weeks at a time. And
you're beating people, which is amazing.
By the way, I love the fact that you had your finger in your ear, and it was like a news feed.
Well, no, that's what happens because they've got foam inserts.
Mm-hmm.
So see the massive foam insert in there. So you have to give it a little squeeze so that it fits in the ear.
Squeeze those foam balls.
And then you have to shove it in, and then you hold it in there. You hold it in there while the foam is expanding. And
Are we still talking about the monitors?
Yeah, whatever you think right now. By the way, work happy hour, fantastic. Just throwing that out there.
Work happy hour.
I love it when other people pay for beers. How's Calgary?
It's warmer than North Dakota.
That's good.
Just barely. It's fine. We've been drinking a lot.
How's Sammy?
Sammy's great. Sammy's wonderful.
Glad to hear it.
She has also threatened the staff to like, hi, this is Scotty. Hands off, he's mine. I will fucking cut you. I'm like, Jesus Christ, these people just met me. I don't need them. You don't need to threaten your coworkers like this. So there's that. Are you still around? You still?
That's aggressive.
What? You kind of said that's aggressive and then jumped.
Yeah, I just froze for a bit.
Yeah, it was really aggressive. I was just like, I'm just meeting these people. Don't like. I get it, you're possessive, but Jesus.
Oh.
So that's been fun.
Well, that's nice.
How was the Black Bears this weekend?
Black Bears lost 2 close hockey games. But I took a lot of pictures, and a lot of people enjoyed the pictures. And I talked to Colin a bit, and I talked to the Italians, and I found out some dirt. And I talked to the guy who runs the On Ice, who I did not get his name. Yeah, all in all, pretty much a normal weekend. Really, I did a lot of. We have a lot of people now following the Face Off Hockey Show because of the Black Bears pictures, so that's good.
If we don't win some sort
And
of
it works, Scotty.
Huh?
They love your work, Scotty.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. I was going to say, if we don't win some kind of media award for this coverage, I don't know what the hell what we're doing here anymore.
I'm hoping we at least win something from the Black Bears because we are their media.
We should win the yearly award for the Black Bears.
I sure hope so. Media of the year, photographer of the year.
There we go.
I'm not nerdy tonight either. I'm all over the place right now.
Jesus, buddy.
That's what happens when I don't show up to the show on time.
It happens. So we were talking about the bunch of jerks thing that Don Cherry put out there. Your thoughts?
I think that he's old.
Yep.
And I think that he needs to leave.
Yes.
And I think that I think it's gotten sad. And I don't mean it in a like I'm old and crotchety type way. I mean it in a somebody else is taking my thunder type of way. And that's why he's like going I guess the backlash. That's why the backlash is going toward Carolina, because it's almost like somebody is taking Don Cherry's thunder. Somebody's is more outlandish, more egregious, and more like look at me centristic, I guess, than Don Cherry is, and he doesn't like it.
Right.
Plus, let's be completely honest, it really goes back to the fact that the NHL still can't figure out how to market the league correctly.
Nope.
Because if they did, they would be putting these things on TV.
Yep.
And people would be watching them and would be having as much fun as the people that are in the arena.
Right. And I love how when it comes to Carolina or Florida, it always goes back to they're not drawing. Always the attendance thing with them.
Who cares at this point?
Exactly.
Are they having fun doing something that they're getting paid for? Cool. Let them do it.
Are they in trouble of folding or moving? No. Then who cares? You know?
I mean, Thomas Dundon just paid a shitload of money to keep a football league in
yeah, that's the craziest thing. When I read that this morning, I'm like, he put what into? I'm like, and it only takes $250 million to keep that league afloat. All right, sure.
Well, there's like 5 teams, right?
That's I don't know.
6 teams.
Maybe 8 teams, maybe 47 teams. I was way off.
Wow.
Oh, 8 teams. It is, and they do have a tight cap as well. What are the teams? The Atlanta Legends, the Birmingham Iron, the Memphis Express, the Orlando Apollos, the Arizona Hot Shots, Salt Lake Stallions, San Antonio Commanders, and the San Diego Fleet.
Okay.
Everybody except the Stallions of Salt Lake are below the 35th parallel if you're scoring at home or even if you're alone.
I would probably keep those teams a little bit closer.
Yeah.
To start off with, but hey, neither here nor there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be a super moon tonight, but we can't see it because it's overcast.
That's a shame.
Because it's supposed to snow.
Someone brings up, first off, Eddie says, "Hey, cool Buddy Holly, please play Peggy Sue for us." That's a good reference.
That is a good drop.
Ron says Manny Machado is worth more than all of the AAF.
That's true, actually. That's extremely true. San Diego just gave him a shitload of money.
Oh yeah, and to hear Chicago was going to give him less term and more money. I think the White Sox went to give him $350 over 8. I'm like, Jesus. Took less money to go to San Diego, home of Adam Jones. By the way, every time I see AAF, I think Alien Ant Farm, and I just want to play Smooth Criminal.
Me too.
I have that CD that was on, and boy, the rest of that's pretty garbage. There's like 2 or 3 more songs that I like on that CD, but the rest of it's kind of trash.
Well, at least they got in their one single.
right?
That's technically a cover because it is.
Best cover of the '90s and early 2000s.
Oh,
I think I will give you some that were mainstream because obviously there's punk bands that do covers all the time. Save Ferris, Come on Eileen.
that was good.
Real Big Fish, Take on Me. Of course, Alien Ant
Okay.
Farm with Smooth Criminal. Limp Bizkit's
I
Faith.
have one on my. What do I have on my phone? I have to look through all this now.
I will say I like Limp Bizkit's Faith. I did enjoy that. And then to find out they put out a record not too long ago, even better. Good for Limp Bizkit. I'm happy for them.
Shit. It was okay. So I have Come On Eileen here. If I say Ferris, this was like a band that was. I'm just gonna as soon as I get to it, I'm gonna be like, why could I not think of this? I'm gonna have to keep. I've got a lot of music on here. Just gonna like. I had one in my head too, and I kind of forgot it when I started looking for this one. Speaking of random songs, and I just saw this on my phone. Jesse's Girl, they played that at the this weekend. If there's like a more creepy song to play at events, I don't know if like I could find one.
Why is that?
Like because I feel like the entire song is about a guy who wants his girlfriend's girl.
Yeah.
Or his boyfriend, his friend's girl. Jesus. Why do I have pictures on here by Kid Rock and Twice?
That's weird.
I
I think Every Move You Take by the Police is a creepy song to play too.
It's kind of creepy.
That's a stalker
that's
song.
stalking. Damn it, I probably missed it.
Chris brings up the Ataris, Boys of Summer. That was a good one. Guns N' Roses, Ain't It Fun? I don't know that one. Not a big Guns N' Roses fan.
I mean, we have the Dan band, Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Of course. Hey man, they made that thing fantastic. Actually, I'm gonna have to listen to this, Eddie. That's a good one. Ain't It Fun? I didn't even know it was apparently it's a cover of the Dead Boys song. Sure, works for me.
See, I'm gonna have to keep looking. I'm looking at artists now. I must have missed the song. But
yeah, go ahead.
You would know it. It was punk. It was God. This is like literally in the beginning of my brain and not in a place where I can like get it to.
Was it Student Rick's Heaven is a Place on Earth? Because we played that ad nauseum before shows.
That's a good one. Maybe they weren't a 90s band. Maybe I'm thinking
All Along the Watchtower.
This is not going to have the payoff when I finally figure it out.
No, it doesn't. But you know what? We're better off for it if we don't. We're better off for knowing, because you're not going to wake up at 2 a.m. and go, "Aha!"
It was one of the bands that you listen to all the time.
Oh, jeez.
I'm pretty certain you sent it to me.
I'm pretty sure I did. Whiskey in a Jar, Shins, The English Beat, Beck, Hole, Cat Power, Should Happiness.
All right.
Christ, now I'm gonna be pissed if
this
I
might
can't
take
figure
a
it
while.
out.
Yeah, this might take a while for me to figure out here because this is not fun. I remember it being like a yellow. I remember it being like a yellow CD cover.
Yellow CD cover. Band that I would listen to.
Yeah,
Fuck.
it's bad radio.
Yes, great. It's straight podcasting. I don't know what you're
Uh,
talking about. This is what our fans pay to see.
I'm pretty certain it's on my phone. So
Shinedown's cover is Simple Man. Yeah, recent cover. Disturbed's becoming a cover band now. Of course, Johnny Cash doing "Hurt." That was a good cover. Eddie's reimagining the Guns N'
Buddy
Roses
Holly.
song. Yeah, yes, well that too. He also said get a box of Kleenex, but I'm thinking to myself that's not gonna that doesn't.
No, this is normal for me.
Mm-hmm. Tainted Love, that was a good cover too.
That was a cover?
Tainted Love, the God, who did they did a remake of it from years ago. Yeah, Soft Cell did Gloria Jones's Tainted Love, so
Oh,
it was a higher paced thing. I'm looking at Pace Magazine's 50 cover songs better than the original.
interesting.
Right? The Ramones, Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You. Ike Turner and Tina,
That's a good one.
Proud Mary. Aretha Franklin's Respect was a cover, everybody. Originally done by Otis Redding. You're scoring at home. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, I Love Rock and Roll. Jeff Buckley's Hallelujah is pretty good. I have to say that. And Jimi Hendrix doing All Along the Watchtower. That was a Bob Dylan song. Anything Aaron Lewis did after the first two Stain Downs before he became a country artist. Stained. Aaron Lewis went really crazy. Just went a little crazy. We're a little crazy now, but luckily, here's Lyle Richardson. Hi, Lyle. How are you today?
I am fine. Welcome back to Canada.
It's great.
Welcome back to Calgary. Has it
Thank you.
changed much since you last saw it?
A little bit.
Uh-huh.
Marilyn Manson is a cover song that came up. That's a good one. Billy Idol, Moni Moni. Yeah, no, Calgary's changed a little bit, but I haven't really gotten into the downtown part yet, so I'm sure I'll be completely lost when I get down there. But it's warmer than North Dakota, so I got that going for me.
There's that going for it. Hey, and by the way, before we get started, sure. I just want you guys to know, unbeknownst to me, for about the last couple of years now, I've had a little bit of Maryland.
There it is.
The whole time.
Where did that come from?
My wife, when she made her last trip down to Salem about 2-3 years ago, picked this up. And we have used it, by the way. It's about a quarter left in it, because of course we use it mainly for seafood seasoning.
Put it on chicken breast. You'll love it. It's great. It's a nice task.
Mm-hmm. But yes, so I mean, I'd often wondered, what's all this fuss about the Old Bay seasoning? And then I was like, oh yeah, this is the stuff my wife puts
Hey, how
on
about that?
seafood. How about that? Yeah. So there you are, kids. So I mean, unfortunately, not available in Canada. But hey, if you're ever down in old Statesy way, help yourself. Well, not available in this end of Canada.
I was going to say,
not in this end of Canada,
which is surprising considering you have the ocean right there.
I know, right? But there you are. But anyway, so
it's in Calgary. I know that for a fact. It's like $10 for the little tin. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of money.
So anyway, yeah. So my wife's heading back down to Salem again this year. So yeah, some more of the good Old Bay seasoning going to be on the way back up, along with whatever else stuff Maryland or whatever else she can pick up. So anyway,
let me some of that Old Bay there, hon.
Old Bay, hon.
Anyway. Old Bay, get some booze, get some natty booze, go down the ocean here, hon.
Anyway, yeah, I was digging around for some stuff in the kitchen, and I saw this like, we had this. She said, "What do you think's been going on the seafood for the last 3 years?" So, anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys.
Lyle, best cover song. We're talking cover songs.
Best cover song.
Or songs.
Well. First of all, I am kind of partial to Van Halen's cover of The Kinks' "You Really Got Me."
Oh, that's a
I'm
good
very
one.
partial to that one. Mainly because obviously for Eddie Van Halen's wicked guitar chops. Back in the day when that was wicked and original. More recently, oh God, what's Marilyn Manson's done a couple. Oh,
Sweet
Personal
Dreams.
Jesus.
Oh, Personal Jesus too.
Personal Jesus. That one, like I love the original by Depeche Mode because, of course, I'm an '80s guy, and as an '80s guy,
Hey.
'80s guy. But no, hey, I love '80s. I love '80s alternative music, and I make no. I'm not ashamed to say it because I was into it back in the day. But as much as I enjoyed that one, I have to confess, I enjoyed Marilyn Manson's version just as much. So
There you go.
yeah, there you go. Not partial to the. Who's the one? Who are the guys again doing the remake of Sound of Silence?
Disturbed.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I love Disturbed, but I don't know. Their version of it kind of takes away from the whole effect of the whole Sound of Silence thing as it grows and grows and grows. And in the naked light I saw.
Yeah.
Sound of Silence, but it's supposed to be quiet. Anyway, yes, that's the whole kick of the song. But anyway, my thing.
It's like I said, Disturbed has just become a cover band. So
yeah. Oh well. And obviously, yeah, I gotta admit, I like Weezer's version of Africa, Toto's Africa. Yes, I have to confess, I do like that version.
it didn't change much though. Like
No, and I think that's why I like it is because they didn't fuck with it very much. So yeah, yeah. Not that you know. And it's funny because Toto's not something that I listened to a lot back in my thing as '80s guy. But that jam was like all over the radio, and I think it was like early '83, late '82, early '83. It was just like omnipotent, so you couldn't help but just kind of like have that kind of rolling around in the back of your head, you know.
John, who was it?
It wasn't even Yellow. What
Oh,
a jerk.
what an asshole you are.
It was Newfound Glory,
Which song?
the king of wishful thinking.
Oh, all right.
That was a cover.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
You're right. It didn't really have that big a payoff.
Yeah. No, but that's something that you would have sent me though.
Yes, you're not wrong. That is something I would that 18 to 21-year-old Scotty would say.
I also I'm just gonna say this as well. I also like Jack Johnson's version of Imagine.
I haven't heard that. Can't say I have.
Yeah.
It's
a much lower version.
Oh, sure. So the track list for Weezer's Teal album, the cover album, Africa, of course. Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
That could be interesting.
Sweet Dreams.
All right.
Take on Me. Happy Together. Paranoid by Sabbath.
Ooh, I'll be interested in hearing that one.
Mr. Blue Sky by ELO.
Hey there, Mr. Blue.
No Scrubs by TLC.
I'm sorry, I don't know. I just don't know.
I can't wait until they're hanging out the passenger seat of their best friend's ride.
Passenger side of their best friend's ride.
That's it.
Billie Jean and Stand By Me.
Yeah, that's been covered a lot too.
How do
that
you
one
cover Billie Jean?
I don't know. With some nice clothing.
Yeah, I don't know, like tarp over or something. I don't know.
Eddie brings up Gwar did a cover of Kansas's "Carry On My Wayward Son." I would have to watch that. It'd be great. So there we go. Oh, cover songs, the best. That's how things get started. Lyle, we should be the Edmonton Oilers should become a cover band because that's pretty much all they're good at this point.
Oh, geez.
This week. Cam Talbot, love, peace, and hair grease to you. He got traded to Philly for Anthony Stolarz 1-for-1. And then Sam Gagne gets traded back to Edmonton from Vancouver. The Ryan Spooner experience is over for Edmonton.
Nah, they're bringing the band back together again.
You know,
Edmonton. Yeah.
they're getting things ready.
Keith Gretzky is reuniting the early teens version of the Oilers, one player at a time. He's going to work his way back, all the way back to Taylor Hall. You just know it. You just know it. You just know it. He's going to throw.
Some way.
He's going to throw next summer. He's going to throw an obscene amount of money to try and bring Taylor Hall back.
And
bring the band back together again.
When he doesn't succeed, what's going to happen?
Of course, I'm making the assumption that that he's still going to be the GM there next year. But you know what? Wouldn't surprise me. They could turn around and go, Keith, hey, that Talbot trade you made, pretty sweet. Yeah. You have management chops, my friend.
Yes,
that reminds me of something that Chiarelli would have done.
You know what, kid? You got moxie. My kid's got a big red afro. Good work. Okay. My buddy Kyle also brings up Sheryl Crow's "Sweet Child of Mine" is terrible.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Oh.
I'm sure it is.
So there's that. But the Oilers in general. First off, I'm glad they made that trade for Talbot because now it gets closer to the over that I wanted for the 8.5 goalies.
I feel so bad now.
We are over.
I should have seen this coming.
We should have, shouldn't we? We really should have, Johnny, shouldn't we? We should have known in a season this wacky. Yeah,
should have seen this coming.
I mean, come on. Now, one of them will get injured. Mm-hmm. Not that I'm wishing that to happen, but one of them will get injured, and they won't be able to make a trade, so they'll pluck some kid off the waiver wire or something, and they'll hit.
Well, they only need Talbot to play, and then they get to 8.
Well, that's their 8, yeah. But I want to see them get one more. I want to see them get one more. I want to see them hit 9. Really blow that mark out of the water.
He's not here tonight. We can't.
Oh, darn! Too bad. I wasted that joke for nothing because he's not here.
And then Ryan Spooner traded 3 times in the last calendar year. Doing a great job for his life.
Oh, man.
God, I hope he can play like 86 games this year.
Well, it's going to take some doing. He's only at 25. I'm sorry, no. Wow. He's only at 41.
I don't think you're going to make it. Don't think that's got the distance.
Nope.
Nope.
So, yeah. Good for Ryan Spooner. That experience is over. Good thing they have something to show from for Ryan Strome. That was... Boy, howdy.
Ryan Strome, who, was traded for Jordan Eberle.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the Eberle trade tree going,
exactly.
By the way. Yeah. I guys got to wonder, how much further is that sucker going to grow? How many more branches will we see?
But the Oilers are killing plants like I do.
Oh, the Messier trade tree is like the Douglas fir of trade trees. I mean, that sumbitch started back almost 30 years ago. 27 years ago. No, 28. Yes, 28 years ago. And it's still growing, for crying out loud. Just because of picks and prospects and jet back and forth and so on and so on.
And now they're looking at possibly being open to the fact that Jesse Puljujarvi is going to be available for the market. Boy, you want to talk about giving up on young talent quick. Boy, howdy.
Oh, well, as I said, they're not giving up on him yet. He's on IR right now, and the plan is they intend to send him back down to Bakersfield, 3 times being the charm, I guess, though he doesn't want to go there. And I mean, his agent, let's face it, his agent was basically really angling hard for a trade. I think he kind of stopped short of requesting one, but he kind of really angled hard for one. Wondering what his kid's role was with the team and everything like that. And the problem is, though, Nick Kypreos described very well over the weekend, his trade value right now is very low.
Oh, yeah.
And, sure, there are teams are willing to take him off their hands, but they're not going to give the Oilers what they want back in return. They're just not.
You're essentially trading for potential.
Yeah. And I think the time to trade Puljujarvi where you could have gotten something good for him would have been maybe the first month of the season. At the earliest, first 4 to 6 weeks of the season, maybe there was still enough of a window there. Because if you'd definitely done it last summer, you would have gotten a pretty decent return, I think. Yeah. And the first 6 weeks of the season, I still think you could have. But now, no. So Does he get traded in the offseason? Do they, they're going to have to do something with this kid. And I think what it's going to be is just, okay, he's a restricted free agent unless somebody, and he lacks arbitration rights. He could just as easily, and here's the thing, he could just as easily decide, you know what? I am so sick of Edmonton right now, and they're not going to trade me, and I don't want to go back to Bakersfield. Fuck this. I'm going back to Finland. Which he'll be able to do this summer because he'd be a restricted free agent. The Oilers will still own his NHL rights, but he absolutely can go overseas. He can go to Finland. He can go to Sweden. He can go to the KHL. He can go to Switzerland. Options are wide open if he feels, you know what? This isn't for me right now. Goes overseas, signs a 2-year deal, goes overseas and plays for a while. Would not surprise me if he did that.
No, why wouldn't you at that point? Might revitalize him a little bit.
If I was in that kid's shoes right now, and there's no chance of being traded, and I'm looking at, God, am I going to be facing another? I'm going to have another season with another coach, all right, trying to teach me another system that I don't want to learn, or they're going to send me back to Bakersfield again. Screw this, right? I can make more money playing back overseas, playing the style I want to play, because that is they're ruining this kid just the way they ruined Nail Yakupov. We talked about this before, and I've heard people come back and disagree with me, and that's fine about Puljujarvi saying no, the kid just he's just not NHL ready. He's not as good as we thought he is. Blah blah blah. It's like, listen, he was good enough to go 4th overall. Okay. I think the problem is they are trying. He has been purely an offensive-minded player, and rather than basically keeping him in that role, they put him in there for a couple of games. Oh, he's not playing as well as we hoped that he would. Well, let's put him down on the 4th line, or let's put him down on the 3rd line. Or let's bounce him around the lineup, and let's utterly destroy his confidence because we're not happy with the way he's playing because he's not playing defensive hockey. They're forgetting the good old golden rule that Al Arbour, one of the greatest coaches in NHL history, used to say. And it was about, what do you do with offensive-minded, with players who are scorers, like offensive-minded players? How do you teach them defense to buy your defensive system? And basically, he said, you don't. He said there's going to be plenty of time in those kids' careers to teach them defense. If they're a scorer, let them go score. There's plenty of time to teach them defense. In other words, don't ruin the one thing that they are really gifted at by trying to jam them into a system that they're not used to playing, or that maybe they just don't want to play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like I said, you look at Yakupov, and that's what they did to ruin him. And people said, oh no, Yakupov had a bad attitude, he didn't want to play. Yakupov tied for the fucking scoring lead among rookies in 2013. Yes, it was a shortened season, but he still tied for the lead. Okay? Yeah, he was solely an offensive-minded player. That's all he was, right? At the time. But there was plenty of time. And he played fine under Ralph Kruger, by the way, who was the coach that year. Played fine for him. And I've talked to some, Oilers fans. Some of my friends are Oilers fans and things like that. And they said one of the stupidest moves the Oilers ever made was firing Ralph Kruger. Because that year when he coached them, that team was actually starting to show real progress for the first time in years. They were showing real progress. Then they fired him, and what happened? Yakupov's career went down the shitter. Nugent Hopkins' career got stalled. His development got stalled. Taylor Hall had up and down, and it's like I said, it's just this revolving door of coaches, and they keep trying to jam these kids into systems they're not used to doing just so they get used to one. Now here comes another one. They ruined Yakupov, and they're ruining Puljujarvi. If I was Puljujarvi, I'd get my ass out of there and go back to Finland for a couple years. Get my head on right.
Chris asks, how many talented Europeans have the Oilers mismanaged like this over the course of the Chiarelli era? And I think it goes further back than that.
Oh God, yes. Oh,
goes
yes.
Way, way further back than that.
Yeah.
But how many are we looking at here, Lyle?
Jesus. Well, I mean, obviously Yakupov and Puljujarvi are the main ones that come to mind. I'd have to pull up and have a look at. Let's just have a look here at.
Have a look at the Edmonton Oilers drafting.
Actually, you know what? That's not really a good thing to look at.
No.
The Oilers draft history is horrible.
Especially the last 2 years.
It is honestly horrible. How can you say that, Lyle, when they drafted Connor McDavid and Taylor Hall? you're asking that question, you're not paying attention, kids. You're
Yeah.
just not.
Let's put it to you this way. Since Connor McDavid's draft, that's a 2015 draft year, so we've been through that's 4 draft years. Screw it. I'll go back to 2014 when Draisaitl was
Sure,
drafted.
do it, man.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players have played in the NHL of all those drafts. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like another 5 here, so that's 11, and then a whole lot of things here. That's not good. It's not good that you have 7 guys out of your draft classes going ahead and playing in the NHL. Come on.
Does Robbie Shrimp count in this as well? I mean, I thought he was Canadian.
He's not a European player, but
that's
they
ruined his career as well.
Yeah, listen, I say you could Shrimp had his issues too, more so, but how about Linus Omark? There's a kid who this was a kid who he was absolutely sure he was dazzling on shootout goals, but he had like crazy mad offensive skills, and he basically lasted. Oh, let's have a boo here at Linus's NHL career. Yeah, 1 season, parts of the second season. And then 2013-14, and he has spent the rest of his career overseas.
Well, then Anton Lander was one. Magnus Puljujärvi-Svensson was another.
Yeah.
Just development issues after development issue after development issue.
But I mean, and it's not just European players. Devin Dubnyk, how can you fuck that up?
Obviously, they did it very easily.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was such damaged goods that the Nashville Predators and the Montreal Canadiens had him for parts of 1 season, and let him go. It was like hot potato. Here you go. You take him. And he landed in Arizona, and his game improved because there he wound up being tutored. Correct me if I'm wrong, but by Sean Burke, I believe, was their goalie whisperer at the time.
Yes.
With the Coyotes at that time. And sure enough, the Minnesota Wild mid-season at that point Chuck Fletcher was so desperate because his goaltending was so shitty, he decided, what the hell, can I get Devin Dubnyk? Yeah, okay. Ta-da. So, yeah, I mean, and Dubnyk was drafted in 2004. So that's a Craig McTavish pick. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can go back, oh my God, So
Devin Dubnyk got traded for a 3rd-round pick.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. After the Oilers basically destroyed him by putting a shitty defense in front of him. And I'm sorry. And again, and this is the thing that I have to also I've had to keep stressing whenever I mentioned the Oilers or anything like that. I've been critical of the Oilers. Being critical of the way the Oilers are being run does not mean that I have anything against the fans of Edmonton Oilers, the people who live in the city of Edmonton, the city of Edmonton itself, and the province of Alberta. Johnny does, of course. Johnny, and that's the thing.
I'm not really fond of this place either. So
yeah. But that's the thing. Oilers fans are so sensitized now to any kind of criticism. It's almost like, okay, yeah, we know our team sucks, but you how dare you criticize our team? It's
it's the Irish brother syndrome.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, we can because
only I can beat up on my team, not you.
It's like, well, sorry, no, I do. I make my living doing this, and the part of this show that we do this hockey show where we have to talk hockey, and that means talking about teams that suck sometimes.
I make my living beating up on the Oilers.
And that's, by the way, looking very sharp tonight, Johnny.
Thank you. I thought we were all going light blue blazers tonight because Scotty was in Canada.
I don't have a light blue blazer.
Scotty Knight in Canada.
Scotty Knight in Canada. Blazer. I know. I don't have a light blue blazer. I'm feeling underdressed because you looking good,
Sorry,
brother.
I went with Scotty Knight in Canada. Well, also, I just got home from work.
That's also true.
that works as well.
Eddie says Oiler fans are more sensitive than Sabres fans. If we were to do a top 10 sensitive hockey fans as homework for this week.
Ooh,
Penguins.
Boy.
I would say Canucks are up there too.
Yeah. Leafs fans before they got good. Before before the Matthews, Marner, Tavares era, I would have put Leafs fans in
I
there.
would say Caps fans before the Stanley Cup.
I agree.
But yeah, I would. But yeah, Sabres fans, you could include them in there too. I hate
Islanders
that
fans
though.
apparently.
I hate being putting Sabres fans in there because I like Buffalo and I like Sabres fans.
Lyle,
They
that's
were
the
so
fucking.
nice. I
don't know, man.
I know. I like them.
Fucking that
I
looked like
like them.
something out of like the just blown up. Like that was a hell of a.
I like them. I like. What can I say? Buffalo weaved its magic on me. As I said, I liked it. I liked them. I like their city. I like it. I like Buffalo.
I like it, guys.
They have a gritty charm. They have a gritty charm, and everybody was really nice.
That's
and
Philly.
No, he's in Philly. He's in Philly.
Phil, yeah. This Philly sports fans in general. I mean, I dig the passion they have for their fans. I do, but
Not much you can say, is there, Lyle? It's kind of just,
we'll just leave that alone and move on.
Kind of just sit there.
Yeah. But anyway,
Ovi's 9 points away from 1,200. Holy shit!
Ovi's also at 42 goals this season.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, listen, he's been in the league for 14 fucking years. Can we figure out how to? Can you guys figure out how to stop him?
Okay,
so power play.
All right, so I'm gonna go one step farther. There was a play last night because obviously this is the Johnny P bye week.
Yeah.
They're playing on the West Coast, so I'm obviously not watching any Caps games. So I watch the replays on Twitter for goals. There was a play last night where John Carlson got the puck, passed it to Ovechkin. Ovechkin passed it back to John Carlson. Carlson passed it back to Ovechkin, and he scores on the one-timer. He didn't move. Neither player moved from the spots they were in, and he scores from his office on the one-timer. And I was like, are you serious at this point? Like, now you're just, like, screwing around. Like, now you're just... Now this is like the Will Ferrell basketball movie. He's like, no, take it back. Get it down
by the way, I think that was the one where Carlson got his 300th career assist too. Was on that one. Was on that bing 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 bing.
Yeah, but it was like really funny to me because you knew that it was going back to Ovechkin, but no one else like stopped it somehow.
Everybody, see, that's the thing. And I mean, I don't think it's so much that people got to try and figure out how to stop them. I just think everybody's realized that there are just some things in nature that are unstoppable. And one of them is Alexander Ovechkin with the one-timer from the top of that circle is going to find the back of the net.
He shot it through Jack Campbell twice.
I know. I know.
And I understand it's Jack Campbell we're talking about, but
just accept the fact that there are certain things in life and in the universe that are unstoppable, and Ovi on the power play is unstoppable with the one-timer.
Of all his feats, Lyle, left and right.
Yes, sir. Let's not forget, the 1 year where he made the All-Star team both on the right and on the left-hand side. He's so good, he made the team the same All-Star twice.
Only 2 times. In the same thing. Two-time World Karate Champion. Is it more impressive for Ovi to have the 30 goals to start a career, having the most 40-goal seasons, or being in the elite company of 50-goal seasons?
I think for me, the biggest achievement is the 50 goals. He's going to hit 50 for the 8th time. There are only 2 players who have scored more. Gretzky's 1, Mike Bossy's the other. They both have 9. He can tie them after this season, and I believe he will tie them. In fact, I'm still pissed off that he fell 1 short last season.
49 last year.
We'd be looking at him tying the record now, and I'm sure he's just probably, in his own way, if he pays any attention to these records at all, he might be a little miffed about that too. He still won the Richard Trophy. I mean, the guy is this generation's greatest goal scorer, hands down. He is among the greatest of all time. I put him in the same pantheon as I put Rocket Richard. I put him in the same pantheon as I put Gretzky, as I put Bossy, as I put Gordie Howe, as I put Pavel Bure, the Russian Rocket. He is, he's in the same pantheon as Bobby Hull and Brett Hull. He belongs there with them. He is that damn good. We have all been fortunate to see this kind of greatness, in prime unfolding before us. And you don't have to be a Capitals fan to appreciate it. My wife's a Leafs fan. She loves Ovi. It's like I said, I'm a Habs fan. I love Ovi. I think he's fantastic. And
Could he score 60 this year?
Ooh, it's gonna take some doing.
He could. The thing is
there's still 6 weeks left in the season.
Kind of streaky though. I mean that's the thing, and I'm not saying that as a criticism. I mean, even in games, I mean, he just recently went through a streak there through January into the first half of this month, about 6 weeks, where he only scored about 3 or 4 goals, I believe, or something like that. No, I'm wrong. He had 9 goals, but 5 of them came in 2 games. So he had about a 6-week stretch there, but he was getting assists. So the points were still kind of mounting up.
There's 22 games left in the season.
Well, he'll definitely get 50. I mean, we're assuming obviously that he's healthy throughout. He's obviously going to hit 50. I wouldn't put 55 outside the round. 60.
60's going to take some doing.
60's going to take one hell of a push. But then again, you look at something
last year he came into the last game of the season on 47, and everybody was like, all right, well, this kind of sucks. And he scored 2 goals in the first period, and everybody's like, holy shit, this could happen.
This could, I know, right? This could actually happen. But 50's going to happen. And for me, that's the fact that he tied Mario Lemieux for the most 40-goal seasons by one player with one team, which was 10. The fact that he is second only to Gretzky, for most 40-goal seasons. He's also tied with Lemieux and Marcel Dion, for second. I mean, that's impressive as well. You can't take that away as well. But
isn't he only behind Mike Gartner for most consecutive 30-goal seasons as well?
Yes.
Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah. And that's impressive as well. But again, in this day and age, to be, 8 50-goal seasons in an era where, you look at
where it's not the 80s.
There's nobody comparable. Since the mid 90s, there is nobody comparable to what he has done in terms of of goal scoring. So, and this is an era he's had to play through. Let's face it. I mean, we had rule changes coming out of the lockout, which, obviously, the first 2 seasons, plenty of offense. And he went through that period of time there where, he only had 30-goal seasons, and people were wondering, oh, geez, is he burned out early? Did he peak early? And now we're seeing the sad decline. He adjusted his game and, played for better coaches too. I would also think that has a lot to do with it as well. And got his mojo back and hasn't looked back. And I think that's also part of it too. When Barry Trotz came in there
in New Jersey though.
Yeah, mojo. But
Pray for mojo.
When Barry Trotz came in there, Barry Trotz basically, what was his secret? Let Ovi play. Let Ovi play his game.
Let them play. Let them play. Play.
But he let Ovi play. He let Ovi play a game.
That was a good cover.
He didn't forget that first and foremost, Ovechkin is a goal scorer. Okay? With all due respect to Dale Hunter and whoever else was there behind the bench at the time when he struggled through, you were trying to turn Ovi into something he wasn't. You were trying to turn him into a two-way player. Now, he has improved, but he has improved his two-way play over time. In the playoffs, he was back-checking like a demon this past
and blocking shots.
2018. Yes. So he can do it when he has to, and he'll do it again. He'll do it again this spring in the playoffs. But this was something that, that ties to that whole thing I said earlier about what Al Arbor said about what you do with goal scorers. There's plenty of time to teach them defense. Let them go and do what they do best, which is put the friggin' puck in the back of the net.
So
simplicity unto itself.
I'm going to bring this up here, and we're going to have a healthy debate on this. I'm on hockeyreference.com.
Okay.
and I'm at the Capitals page.
Okay.
All-time top 12 players that they have for the Washington Capitals.
In what category? Points?
I don't know what PS means. It's something PS. I don't know what that means.
Not POS, right?
No, it's just PS. Postscript. Yep. And as determined by postscripts.
Okay.
So let me actually click on one of them to see
Yes,
what it is. So I'm trying to find this Al Gore rhythm that they have.
Al Gore.
Al Gore is still trying to find his rhythm.
You are hearing me talk.
Oh. Where is this PS? Why do you give me? Why do you give me? No, because only Kolzig's on this list.
That's fine.
Penalty shots? No, that's not it.
Is it player salary?
Could be player salary. You're probably right on that. Adjusted points? I don't know. All right, so it's determined by PS, and I want to maybe we can figure it out as we go through this top 12 for Washington Capitals. They have Ovechkin as number 1, 162 PS. Number 2, Ole Kolzig, 121 PS.
Okay.
Peter Bondra, 98 PS. Nick Backstrom, 91 PS.
I have an air compressor if we need to like.
That's PSI.
Oh, sorry.
Number 5, Kalle Johansson. Number 6, Sergei Gonchar. Number 7, Braden Holtby.
Wow.
Number 8, Johnny Carlson. Number 9, Mike Gartner. Number 10, Kevin Hatcher. Number 11, Scott Stevens. And, of course, number 12, Mike Green.
Mike Green. Well,
that's not even like a top 12 of Capitals in the past 2 decades. We could always say the Mount Rushmore, but I don't know. That was interesting. I thought I'd share it with you. There's no reason. That's
an interesting list of Capitals.
It is. It's a hodgepodge. Kids like to say.
Oh, by the way, did you guys talk about the Hurricanes T-shirt thingy?
We did, Lau. Obviously, you hate fun, so you're on Don Cherry's side because you're Canadian and legally.
I love what the Hurricanes did. I shared that as soon as I saw that picture come up of what the Hurricanes were doing. I immediately shared that. That got something like 62 likes and 40 retweets or something like that, just for my own, sharing. I told
Chris I'll meet him in Carolina if they make the playoffs.
Oh man, that was fantastic. It was just way to shut him down. I mean, listen, we talked about this before with Brian Burke going on. I hate it. And I said at the time, I said, don't you realize that by bitching about this, you're just encouraging them? Don't you know that? And I just love the fact Rod Brindamore stuck up for his players, and he said, we don't care what people think. This is for us. He said, we don't do it before the game. We don't do it during the game. We wait until the other team is off the ice. We're not disrespecting them. He said, the guys are having some fun. He said, we work the guys pretty hard. Like, I'm quoting what he was saying. He said, we work our guys pretty hard. So this is how they want to blow off steam and celebrate it. He said, and, bring some enjoyment to the fans. He said, I'm all for it. He said, I don't mind at all. And he said, I don't care what anybody thinks. And this is Rod Brindamore.
I do appreciate how they've ratcheted it up a notch recently, though.
Oh, yeah. I love the limbo contest, by the way. That was great. I love that one. Yeah.
It is.
I like how they've ratcheted it up.
Yeah. It's their thing. They're having fun. Leave it the hell alone. If you don't like it, just the worst thing you can do is to sit there and do what Don Cherry said. I put a bunch of Jackson on a Justin Williams and no better pun.
That's funny because Justin Williams was the one who started this.
Yes,
so, his
idea.
So Scotty was right. Also, like it's only it comes from fans of other teams who don't have fun.
Yeah, or like it's or these
the
old
big
dinosaurs who just.
Oh no, what was? So the thing was that everybody's retort is attendance.
Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. That because that's the only
what you said
comeback
earlier.
you got.
Yeah.
That's the only comeback they've got. When you can tell they're losing the argument, like, oh yeah, well, your building still isn't full. Oh yeah, you're still short like 4,000 fans. Who gives a shit? Why do you care?
I like reading the comments on it though.
Care.
There was a Maple Leafs fan who was trying to justify why he was right.
I think
why they were wrong to celebrate, and somebody basically it was like a back and forth, and then the guy got to, well, I mean, your attendance isn't even like a full building, and somebody goes, cool, great story. I'd like to mortgage my house in order to buy a ticket to your arena as well. Or something to that. It was basically like nice work. Yeah. No one cares.
Yeah,
Right, exactly.
Well, he could have shut it down even easier by going, how many cups have you won since '67? We've got one. You know, I mean, if you want to go there, I mean, that's where you hit Leafs fans where it really hurts. You know, at the end of the day, you just do 67.
Or something like this. It's like, yeah, no, I hate expansion too. We haven't won a cup since. Oh wait.
Yeah.
The Leafs were great when it was a six team league.
Yeah. Yeah. Boy, they were fantastical.
I mean, let's be honest. The Hurricanes haven't won a cup since they expanded to 31.
Yeah, well,
fair point. It's a fair point.
That's an excellent point. That's an excellent point. The Vegas Golden Knights ruined the league for everybody.
So the Carolina Hurricanes are the new Toronto Maple Leafs confirmed. Okay,
there we go.
And the Caps are the only team that's won a cup.
Yeah.
It's the
new era.
The new era of the NHL.
And here's the thing that people have also lost sight of. I mean, if you're for these dinosaurs or people who just look down their noses at the Hurricanes doing this, it's like, guys, you're you're aiming your venom at the wrong target. You want to look at a team to blame? Cast your eyes to the west, to a place called Las Vegas, to a team that was renowned for their over-the-top pregame ceremonies, which last year was their cause du jour of dinosaurs who hated that. Too much, it's over the top. Hate that stuff. Well, I got a solid game, I suppose. It's like, why aren't you bitching about them? You know, the Hurricanes saw what the Golden Knights were doing, just put their own spin on it. First of all, it's a lot cheaper. Second of all, it gets the players involved. And third, it gets the players interacting with the fans. And if there's one thing that, Johnny, probably you may have learned from watching the film Bohemian Rhapsody, which tells the story of Queen, is that what was one of the great things about Queen? Audience participation in the song. Exactly. Radio Gaga. Radio Goo. Yeah, the song's silly, but the fans get to clap and sing along.
I have no idea what they're talking about, but I still clap.
Of course, because it's audience participation, and that's all it is. So, I mean, you know, if you really think that lowly of the Hurricanes, then why the fuck do you even care what their post game? I love what Jillian Fisher had to say about it, about Don Cherry, when he was saying, they better not do this, pull a stunt in the playoffs. And she just laughed. She's like, why, Don? What you going to do, Don? What are you going to do if they actually do that? What, are you going to go down there and beat the piss out of them? Uh-oh, I think we lost Scotty.
Well, he was running the show, so...
I think we're off the air.
No, it says we're live, and I think maybe because I signed in as well under Face Off Hockey Show.
Okay.
So maybe it's still up.
Okay. But anyway,
but yeah.
Face Off Hockey Show left chat group. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well.
But anyway.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. I am perfectly fine with the Carolina Hurricanes having fun.
Yep.
If they're winning games, so it's different, right? If they're like after losing games, they're like, yeah, we're going to celebrate. No, they're winning games. So if you want them to not celebrate, there's a very easy way to do it. It's called beating them in hockey.
And that's getting harder to do because they have gotten a lot better since the new year. And one reason why, that trade for Nino Niederreiter in mid-January, it lit a fire under Niederreiter. He's skating on the top line with Sebastian Aho. Again, a kid who doesn't get as much recognition as I believe he deserves because, you know, he's another big part of their
three letters.
Well.
God, three letters.
Come on.
I think not.
But
I'm back after a server error. The Comfort Inn apparently does not like this.
You've used too much bandwidth.
Exactly.
How dare you, sir?
Sir, what are you doing?
Here, step out of the room.
We were still live, so that's good.
Yeah, so that was good. We didn't drop out. But so Johnny and I essentially winged it for the minute or so you were gone. We were still just babbling on. I was doing a lot of babbling, but
There you go.
Johnny was raising interesting points, and I was just blah, 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 blah,
Blah, blah, blah, blah, blah, blah, blah.
blah, blah.
That's because I have my light blue hockey night in Canada in
Yes,
place.
There you
yes,
go.
yes.
So, real quick, Lau, before we get to our haha fuck you of the day.
Okay.
Matt Duchene being held out Thursday. Possible trade partners that we're looking at here.
We're looking at we are looking at the Winnipeg Jets. We're looking at Nashville Predators, New York Islanders. I would not rule out the always secretive Lou Lamoriello having a look-see poo there as well. Also very interesting, Columbus Blue Jackets. And I think the reason why they might be looking at Duchene is that if they decide to trade Artemi Panarin, they're going to want to have a player of at least as close to equal talent as they can, so that they can still remain in the playoff race. Now that doesn't mean it's going to be Panarin for Duchene going back and forth. No, that's not what that's going to be. I know, as fun as that would be.
God, I would love
No, it
to
wouldn't
watch
surprise me. Being Ottawa and being run by Melnick, it wouldn't surprise me at all. But no, that's actually not going to happen. If they turned around and, let's say, for argument's sake, they were to trade Panarin to, let's say they trade him to the Nashville Predators, or much more interestingly, to, let's say, the Florida Panthers, who really, 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 really would like to get their hands on him. They're probably not going to be able to get back a guy like a Jonathan Huberdeau or even a Mike Hoffman in return. So I'm thinking that might be a case where they trade Panarin, let's say, to Florida, get back a bunch of draft picks and prospects. They then bundle those to Ottawa. One of those being, of course, a first-round pick, because Ottawa desperately needs a first-round pick, having traded their one away to Shoes draft 2 years ago to bring Duchene to Ottawa.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I think they would bundle him to there for Matt Duchene and re-sign Matt Duchene. So it could be a sign and trade scenario or trade and sign scenario. However you want to look at it, I think it would be something with that. If the Blue Jackets were to do that, it would be, no, we want him as more than just a rental player. So yes, we will open the vault to give to you what we would have given to Panarin. So that's a scenario that I could see happening. That would explain why they're interested in Duchene.
Don't they play different positions?
Kind of.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But Duchene has played left wing before.
Yes.
Okay.
I will say, wait, if you're going to trade Panarin, wait until he's not shitting his pants, as John Tortorella said.
Yeah. Kind of awkward right now. Yeah, he's got the flu, so I guess he's pooping he's doing little poopies in his pants.
All right, so here's Chris's scenario.
He's got it a poops.
Yeah, Chris says Panarin to Florida, Hoffman to San Jose, Duchene to CBJ for their first. Ottawa trade CBJ's first to San Jose for Hoffman.
Wow, there's a lot of moving parts there.
And I don't think Hoffman's going to go to San Jose when there's still litigation going on.
No. But interestingly, though, Hoffman's name is another one that's come up in the rumor mill of late.
Because Florida's trying to they just want to get rid of him?
No. They're trying to clear more cap space. As the illustrious Bob McKenzie pointed out, they are a budget team, not a salary cap team. So if they're going to go after guys like Panarin, or the whole dream package apparently of Panarin and Bobrovsky, they're going to need to shed more salary. They don't want to move Huberdeau if they can avoid it. I think that topic was maybe kicked around a bit, but I don't think there's any real serious plan to move Huberdeau, who's a point per game player, nor should they move him. But Mike Hoffman's name has come back up again, and that would be easier to do. I believe his is I think over $5 million a season is his cap hit. I think.
Who is this?
Between 4 and 5. Mike Hoffman.
Give me 1 second. I was checking a name of somebody else because I'm just like, how can you do this to your kid and name him this? Hoffman is
Kylian Mbappe?
Close, 5.18.
But yeah, so
just over 5.
And he's signed through next season, I believe. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you can shed that from your books, you can put most of that cash towards Panarin. So that's
I want to broach this name real quick. And he's not related to Sean, but why would you name your kid Mackenzie McEachran? Like that's
interesting.
Seems mean.
That's more Irish than you need to be, or is that Scottish?
It's the MAC, so it's Scottish.
Scottish, yeah. That's Welcome to all things Scottish. What if it's not Scottish? It's crap.
I brought up Kylian Mbappe because I read an article today on how there's an 11-year-old who's named Kylian Mbappe
Wow.
who has exactly the same name as the kid from PSG, and PSG's trying to sign the 11-year-old.
Perfect. Aaron says Hoffman to Carolina for a bunch of jerks. So that's good pull, Aaron.
For the win. Yes.
That's a completely different bag of pucks.
Yeah, I know, right?
I like it.
Eric Stahl's future in Minnesota, Lyle. It seems
So the
that
Section 328 guys are going. Oh, sorry.
yeah, that'd be great. Going to Florida.
Mm.
So Eric Stahl's team list 10 no team, and he's got contenders, and who knows what's going to happen with him. He revitalized his career in Minnesota. I think he's doing well there, but do they want to give up on him?
That's the thing. They are at a point right now where I think they're seriously looking at shaking some things up. I don't think it's going to be a massive blow up overhaul, but I think they're and obviously there's some players that they can't move, like Parise and Suter. They're just damn near impossible to move. But there are some guys I think they're going to look at moving. I think they would consider moving Eric Stahl depending on what the return would be. But I think it was Elliot Friedman who pointed this out that Stahl's previous go-around as a rental player did not go well. And I don't think he's very keen to relive that. So, while there would be undoubtedly some interest in him, I don't know. I don't know if he'd be keen enough to go or not. If there are contenders who are on that no trade, well, that's going to certainly limit the number of places that he could go, obviously. So, I don't know. That one I'm less certain. He could move, but don't know. I can't say for certain that he will.
Eddie with a good Scottish joke. What's the difference between English and Scottish people? The English sing, "Hey, get off of my cloud." Hey, you get off of my cloud. The Scottish sing, "Hey, McLeod, get off of my you." So it's a sheep banging joke, everybody.
Sheep, yes.
Lyle, riddle me this. So Eric Stahl, his next contract, he'll be when he signs it, or if he signs it, it's not a 35 plus, right? The 35 plus, you have to be 35 when you sign the contract, correct?
No.
Okay.
30, I believe it's if you start the season. It's at the very start of the season. If you've turned 35 at the start of that season,
okay.
You may have signed it when you were 34. The reason I mention that is I'm not sure who the player was now. I don't believe it was Pronger. But it was somebody along the line there. This was several years ago, because I was under the assumption too, like everybody else, that if you weren't that it didn't matter if you turned 35 later in the year. If you signed it before you turned 35, then that rule didn't apply. But apparently, if you turn 35, or if you have, by the time you start the season, if you have turned 35 by then, it doesn't matter if you were 34. If you signed it, it becomes a plus 35.
Okay, he's not 35 until October 29th.
Isn't that Ryan Smith?
No. Wasn't Ryan Smith.
I do remember that though.
Maybe Billy Guerin. I don't know.
I don't know why. Or
Darian Hatcher.
Pronger's name keeps popping into my mind on that one.
It could be that.
Yeah, I do remember that though.
Oh yeah.
All right. Lyle, anything else before? Because trade deadline is this Monday, Tuesday.
This Monday.
Monday.
Eastern time.
So we'll do a full recap. Anything else that we need to talk about, or that we haven't talked about going into the last stretch here?
No, I think we've got pretty much all the bases covered. So
who should we be looking at? Who is someone that that could be in the weeds and steal somebody?
A team that could steal somebody?
A team should steal somebody, kind of just under the radar, and the next thing you know, boop, whoops, there it is.
Well, I mentioned the Islanders, though. Of course, they're starting to kind of get a lot more attention just because it is Lamoriello, so people are kind of expecting it. I would say Montreal. Mm-hmm. I know that a lot of reports are saying no, Bergevin's done, doesn't plan on making any deals. But they were saying the same thing. Probably, I seem to recall they were saying the same thing back in was it 2014 when they landed Thomas Vanek. Mm-hmm. Because the Islanders waited. Everybody thought, Vanek was going to LA, Vanek was going here. And it turned out Garceau waited too long. He was almost out of time. And then basically he gave up Vanek for peanuts to Montreal. So I think Bergevin's is going to kind of lay in the weeds there. He's already said he's not trading his first round picks. He's not trading any of his top prospects, and I believe him. But he's got, a plethora of picks sort of in the middle rounds there, around the 4th and 5th rounds, that he could use as bait if I think if there's an opportunity that he can bring in a guy, a good player that a team waited too long on, and now they're desperate to try and move to recoup anything they can before they play, then I think he would act on that. So
what defenseman are the Caps going to get this year? Daniel rite of passage, trade deadline day.
Oh my goodness!
True. There has to be a young defenseman out there that someone's not using.
Hang on. Let me have a look at the trade bait board real quick.
We refer to that as the Michael Kempney rule.
The Michael Kempney rule, yes.
I refer to it as the Joe Corvo rule, but whatever.
No, it's now the Kempney rule.
Yeah. Or it could be who was it? Scott Hannon.
Well. Could be the Scott Hannon rule, or
who was
Kevin Shattenkirk.
Shattenkirk.
Okay, well, it's not okay. It's not going to be any of the Carolina Hurricanes D-men.
Justin Falk.
No, not going to be any of the Hurricanes. Let's see. Where do they need D the most, right or left side? You guys follow the team closer than I do.
Oh, I'm going to say that I would say
right side.
I would think
right
so.
D.
Do we need a faster person than Orpik?
Yeah.
Okay, well that rules out Ben Lovejoy then. If you don't want.
Yeah, exactly. There goes that.
How about Adam McQuaid?
I like Adam McQuaid. I think Adam McQuaid.
Cody
we could also
CQ would be too expensive though.
So last year.
What about Kempe from LA?
Kempe.
He's not a defenseman.
That's fine.
We'll make him one.
We'll find a way. So
Martinez.
I don't think he's going anywhere after they traded Muzzin. I don't think he's going.
So let's look at the Caps, what they acquired.
I thought he was a defenseman. Darn it! I just wanted more Kempes on the team.
Jakob Jerabek and Michael Kempney last year. 2017, Shattenkirk and Tom Gilbert around trade deadline. Then Mike Weber in 2006.
Yes, I remember him.
2016. Then Tim Gleason in 2015.
These were all the people that were going to put the Caps over the hump.
Yeah, exactly. Then 2014, John Mitchell. Was he a defenseman? I think he was.
Yes, Mitchell was a defenseman.
There you go. But then John Mitchell was traded to Arizona again, and they got Rusty Klesla. So John Mitchell was 2013, no, the beginning of 2013. So Rusty Klesla was 2004. Mm-hmm. 2013 was Che Genoway. Where else? 2012. Was there anything in 2012? 2012 looks like it's where it stopped. There was no defenseman in 2012. So if they can keep this Cal Ripken Lake streak alive, I think they're good for him.
The Cal Ripken Lake streak.
We're gonna carry over Pick'em because I don't have the book with me.
Okay.
So we get the fuck you.
Okay.
Gentlemen, where were you December 14th, 2005?
December 14th, 2005?
Trick question. I don't give a shit.
I lived in Baltimore City.
I think that was the weekend after the Joe Thornton deal went down. So
probably.
Yeah.
Still getting over that. So December 20th.
He was so close to whipping it out.
Too. I know he was yesterday. I'm like, oh, get a 4th goal, Joe.
Oh, come on,
Let's
Joe.
see your big Joe. So December 14th, 2015 was the last time before last night the Washington Capitals won in LA. So this is a game. The Caps won 3-2 on this night in 2005. Not a even strength goal was scored from either team.
Oh, God.
All special teams, everything.
Wow.
December 14th, 2005, Capitals, Kings.
Capitals.
Fuck you. Johnny P with the honors.
Alex Ovechkin.
There it is, right there. We're just getting things started.
Thank God.
Okay.
No goal for Ovi tonight. He had 2 assists.
On the power play.
Yes. Lyle.
Kings,
by the way, 18-18, one goalie apiece.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay away from the goalies, so that's usually Johnny's still me. By the way, I'm just keeping an eye on Twitter just because it's the time of
that
year.
That time of year, yep.
That fucking time of year. Hang on. Kings.
2005 Kings.
Kings. So shit.
Well, I was trying to tell us he's not cheating.
Okay, I'm going to go back to the Capitals. I'm going to say Jeff Halpern.
That's a good pick. He's on there. Board.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of LA Kings right now,
Yeah,
and
no,
I'm
that's
coming
not
up
great.
failing
Not the greatest
big
idea.
time. Holy shit.
Johnny.
Kings.
Ole Kolzig.
Board. Got the win. Lyle.
This is early.
Yeah, wow, this is really.
Fuck it. Luke Robitaille.
Board.
Really?
Yes, he's still there.
Yeah.
Luke was back that
Played
year.
5 minutes.
It was
Played 5 minutes, had 4 minutes in penalties.
He was
Such a
coaching the
memorable
rest of the time.
Yeah,
Such a
essentially.
memorable player coach. Yeah.
AJ has one, Mattias Nordstrom, and that is on the board.
Ooh, there's a good one. Yeah.
Chris has one, Dustin Brown. That is on the board.
Wow.
Live chat
I
hitting
thought-
it
I thought
hard.
I didn't think Dustin Brown was in the league.
See, you get to see the live chat this time.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it right now.
I'm gonna roll in with the live chat.
So there's that. Johnny.
I don't think that he was there. So I will save that one till later. I'm gonna go with Ken Klee.
No, sir.
Damn.
Not on this team. Yeah, I think he got traded to the Leafs before the lockout.
So
he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Lyle.
How about Mike Green? Is he there yet?
1 year too early.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, back to Johnny.
Nick Backstrom.
1 year too early.
Ooh.
Actually, Mike Green was still in juniors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really early.
Yeah.
Heavy early. Fuck.
We're just gonna stay with the Cavs because I don't know who was on.
I'm running out of gas here real quick here.
AJ has one. He has Josef Stumple, and it is incorrect.
Oh.
No Josef Stumple drop.
No Stumple. You're stumped with Stumple.
Hey, look at him.
Hey, shit. Alex Semin?
Oh, good guess. Not on the team. I think he was in Russia.
That's who I was gonna say, but he
Yeah.
was still on his Russian military gig.
Yeah.
No, hey, go fuck yourself, George McPhee.
That's what that was. His 1 year of fuck you, yeah. His 1 year.
Yeah, exactly. To Johnny.
Chris Clark.
Chris Clark is on the board. Captain Chris Clark.
Okay.
These were the black jerseys.
You said Chris Clark, and I'm thinking checking line here.
He was on the top line.
Yeah, Chris Clark was on the top line.
Yeah, but he wound up on the checking line later on. Shut up! I'm trying to go with something here. Brooks Light.
Board.
Now let's see if I can think.
Dana
I got one.
Board for Johnny on Dana Zubris.
Okay, I see your Dana Zubris. How about Sean Morrison?
Board.
Yes!
Now we're getting all the great
From
ones.
last week. Yes.
To Johnny.
Wow.
Now I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Sucks. God, I have no idea who the defensemen were on this team.
Yeah, this was a dog shit defenseman.
Enrico Ciccone?
Sadly, no, but great drop. Chris brings up Mike Comrie. I don't know why he would. That's wrong, by the way. To
Lyle. Okay, I'm shifting gears back to the Kings. I'm trying desperately here.
I don't know Mike Comrie played for either of his teams. I don't think he did.
Mike Camilleri.
Oh, nice pull.
Oh,
wow.
Good pull.
I was thinking maybe a year too early, but what the hell, right?
Johnny Pez.
Man.
This Kings team wasn't that great.
No, I'm like, racking my brain here.
AJ brings up Jamie Storr. Good drop, not on the team.
Oh, that was a good one.
Way too late for Jamie Storr.
Wow, I like it though.
Sergei Gonchar.
Ooh.
Nope, he was gone. Eddie brings up Brian Holzinger. Great Buffalo Sabres goat head era drop, but no.
He did play for the Caps, though, right?
I don't think Brian Holzinger played. He might have.
I think he played for the Caps.
Yeah. He might have during the dark times.
Matt Ettinger?
I'm sorry?
Matt Pettinger is probably on that list.
Matt Pettinger is on the board.
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to say
Okay. Capitals?
Brian Holzinger did not play for the Capitals, by the way.
Oh, he didn't? All right.
Because I'm trying to think of Kings, and the Pettinger's name popped into my head.
The Kings are not good.
No, the Kings team's not great.
God, I can't think of anybody.
I'm going to say Chris Beach.
Oh, I think he was on waivers. He was not on it.
Why not?
Yeah, why not throw it out there?
Okay, I gotta go. I gotta do it. I gotta go for one of our favorites.
Sure.
Alexei Zhitnik.
Nope.
Okay.
None of those teams.
Get that out of the way.
Not this time.
Not this time.
AJ brings up Alex Frolov, and that is correct.
Oh, yeah.
Alex Frolov, who was always a guy who was like, he was almost like a folk hero for some, because he would always have goals and spurts and then just fall away.
Yeah. He actually had a few good years there with the Kings, as I recall.
Yeah,
injuries really messed him up. He had bad knee injuries, I think.
Johnny, did you just try to do a Frolov's Froyo joke?
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Sorry. I was talking over it. Sorry about that.
It was a frozen yogurt joke.
Yes. Froyo.
I know.
Oh, God. I don't know whose turn it is. I think Frolov was. I think it's Johnny's.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I still haven't figured out who the Kings goalie was, so I'm gonna not talk about them. God, even Matt Bradley.
Bored.
Oh, I was trying to think of his. Honest to God, I was trying to think of his name. I could see him. I just couldn't think of his name. Okay.
AJ brings up Anze Kopitar. Way too early for that.
Yeah.
Also, not a goalie.
Pavel Dimitra.
Bored.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Had an assist.
And that's it for me for LA Kings. That's it. That is it. Because I wasn't sure if he was with them by that point or not. I just remember there was the draft where who was he traded for? Patrick O'Sullivan.
Yes.
Yeah, the following year. And I remembered the big reaction. Oh, so anyway, I can't think of any other Kings. I think I'm done here, guys. I can't think of any other Capitals.
Wow. Oh no, Johnny, you have a Capital to trump this.
I'm gonna try. I'm trying.
So we already had that whole squad.
I think you've named the top line.
Yeah, I did. Myself.
Yeah. Is the Obi Zubris Clark line?
Yeah, true story. Yeah, the defense on this team was dog shit.
Yeah, Chris brings up Drew Doughty. That was way too early. Cristobal Louette, too early. And Aaron brings up Bailey the Lion. Bored.
Yeah.
That's a loophole on that one. So Aaron with a great pull.
That is a good pull. That's the first time a mascot's been mentioned in fuck you.
Considering how dog shit both these teams are, that were at this time at this season, and my apologies to you Capitals fans, but let's face it, except for Ovi, they really were dog shit.
Well, at this point,
I would accept mascots at this point.
They were 10-17-2 after this game, and I'm surprised that they were that good.
It's only because of Ovi they got those wins.
Essentially,
pretty much.
Johnny, anything?
God. I just want to say his name, and I don't think he ever played for Capitals proper, but I'm going to go with Sasha Pakalak.
No Sasha Pakalak. Close though. AJ brings up Matthew Guerin. He was not on. He did not play this game.
Oh,
Good pool though. Lyle, do you have anything?
Sorry, guys. I am racking my
Lyle's
brain
tapping.
here, and yeah, I got to tap. I'm racking my brain.
Last
I can't come
call
up with anything.
for last call for the web. Last call for the web. So there we go.
I'm trying to figure out Capitals defenseman. I don't. Nope. Sean Morrison. He was probably a top defenseman on this team.
Oh! Can I jump? Can
All
I
right,
jump
Lyle's
in?
jumping back in.
Yeah.
He's trying to get. He's
I'm trying to think. You said okay. Leap of faith. Brian Sotheby.
bored.
He was on the team. Yeah. He wasn't a defenseman though.
He had a shorthanded goal in that game.
Oh, he wasn't a defenseman? I thought he was a defenseman.
No, Brian Sotheby's
No.
a seven.
He was not a defenseman. I have no idea how you went from me trying to think of Capitals defenseman to Brian Sotheby.
I don't know either. It just his name popped in as soon as you said, I'm trying to think of Capitals defenseman.
Yeah, no, not even close.
Not a defenseman. Actually,
Oh
I don't
my
think he
God.
liked playing defense. The only time he did was on the PK.
Yeah, exactly. He was a forechecker, and then after that, he's like,
Oh.
screw it.
I think I threw my shoulder on that.
Eddie, yeah, for that kind of pool, yeah,
I think that's ended. I think that's a drop the mic moment.
that is.
Oh,
Eddie brings up
man.
Rod Langway to no avail. So here's the Capitals roster.
Okay.
So Matt Bradley was mentioned, Andrew Castles,
Ah, yeah.
Chris Clark, one of the defensemen, Ben Clymer.
I have a quick question. Real quick.
Sure.
Michael Nylander wasn't on this team.
No, he was not. No.
Okay, thank God.
Steve Eminger,
Oh, damn it.
Jeff Halpern with 2 goals, both on the power play. Defenseman Jamie Heward.
Right.
Jamie
Obviously.
There's
Huge defense, huge goals for the defense. Jamie Heward.
Brooks like another defenseman, Ivan Majeski.
He makes great jerseys.
He does. Shane Morrison, another defenseman, Brian Murr. That's probably the defenseman you guys were trying to think of.
No, it
For
wasn't for me.
For me.
No.
Yeah, for me.
No.
Yeah.
Frankincense and myrrh.
Yeah.
No.
Ovechkin, Pettinger, Sotheby, Brian Wilsey. Brendan Witt. Surprised Brendan Witt was not mentioned.
Wait a minute. Oh no, that's
Brendan
right.
Witt.
You said Ken Klee. That's
Yep.
right. I thought you did. No. Yep.
Surprised you didn't mention Noah Yonkman.
Who has mentioned Nolan Young
Right?
in years?
He only played 1:22 in 3 shifts.
Sounds about right.
So, and then
He was the 6th defenseman, actually.
right. Dana Zubris and Ole Kolzig. So for the Kings, Derek Armstrong, Sean Avery,
Oh,
Eric Belanger, Brown and Camilleri were mentioned. Craig Conroy, future Capital Joe Corvo.
Eric Belanger played for the Capitals as well.
I don't know if he did, Johnny.
He broke his teeth.
Did he?
That was the
He
Philly,
did.
wasn't it? Hang
Yeah,
on.
no, he did not. He did not play for the Capitals.
Hang on.
Are you
Oh,
sure?
wait, he did. Yeah, you're right.
He got traded to the Caps.
Played
late in the
17
season one
games.
year.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And
I
that was like the
apologize.
same year that
Yep,
that was the
that's
same year that Matt
2009
Walker
then.
got traded.
No,
to
that's
the
right.
Caps, I
Jesus,
think.
Scott Walker.
2009-10. That's
Johnny
right.
with dropping knowledge.
Nice
Thank you.
job.
I
Yeah,
do remember
no,
shit
straight
from
up,
time to
seriously.
time.
Dimitra Frolov, Jeff Giuliano, another future Capital, Tim Gleason, Tom Kostopoulos, Aaron Miller, Nordstrom was mentioned, Robitaille was mentioned, Jeremy Roenick on this team.
Wow, I forgot about
Oh
him.
my lord.
I thought that was the year he was dancing.
Yep, Lubomir Vishnevsky
Oh,
this team.
oh,
and future Capital Mike Weaver.
wow, this was
In
a lot of
nets.
Caps.
In net,
Uh
Jason LaBarbera.
Oh my.
oh, the beefcake barber.
Yeah,
Anna Barbera. Yeah.
yep. There we go.
Oh wow, that's
That was a tough one, gentlemen. That wasn't
That was
easy.
an awful hockey team.
That's
Oh.
both of them.
Yeah, both of them were. Oh my god. Well, they can't all be easy. If they were, where'd be the fun in that?
This would have been one of those games where rock paper scissors would have saved you a lot of time.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. Trying to guess these, man. This wow. Whew. I'm gonna need a
Like
sports
I
drink
could
after this.
I think I could almost guess which jerseys teams had at that time better
Yeah.
than who was on their team.
I think I'm gonna need to get some Old Bay seasoning, hon. That'll make me feel better, hon.
You don't snort it, Lyle.
No, you're not supposed to.
Definitely don't snort Old Bay.
Yes,
Oh,
please, for
no.
the love of God.
No, of course not.
That'll make you feel better, I'm sure.
Oh,
But
I'm sure.
Sure. Well, Lyle's been real. It's
But
been
it
fun.
does
It's been
smell
real
delicious.
fun. We will.
As always.
We'll be
Are you
back
gonna
next
be-
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. By that point, I'll be fully recovered from the overhype that is the NHL trade deadline.
yes,
We can
all
talk about
8
all that.
hours
Damn it.
of drinking and watching the NHL trade shows. I'm gonna record them this year so that I can watch them all later in the night
Oh man.
after I
Yeah,
know what happened.
they're starting early, 8 a.m., bud. 8 a.m. They're TSN.
Well,
setting the
NHL
mark.
Network doesn't show that.
Yeah, well, TSN here, 8 a.m. So yeah. But
Same with
who kno-
Sportsnet frat party.
Well, they may. God, they're never going to live that down.
No.
Never.
Hey, let's bring pizza up here.
The Hansons and Eklund.
Great times.
Well. Anyway,
All right,
guys, enjoy the rest of Calgary, buddy.
Yeah, I'll do my best. It's
And
gonna be great.
yeah, have a great week yourself, Johnny. We'll talk to you
Thank you.
next week, guys.
Hi, buddy. There he goes. Lyle Richardson, SpectorsHockey.net, at SpectorsHockey on Twitter. Johnny, give us some shout outs.
I have a shout out to my light blue blazer. Looks fantastic. No one else went with me on the gimmick, but it's pretty much my life.
To be honest, I forgot.
I'll give a shout out to Scotty. He made it to Calgary. It's just as cold as North Dakota. I'll give a shout out to Sammy because seeing pictures again with Scotty. And I'll give a shout out to the Capitol Dome black or Capitals jerseys.
Good. Those are fun
Thank you.
jerseys.
They are fun jerseys. Maybe I'll wear that one next week.
Perfect. Sweet. All right. I am going to shout out Sammy and Cole and the Mr. Mike's crew because it's been fun seeing them again. I get to see Katie this week, so that's going to be fun. See how much taller she is than Johnny. I think she's like 5'6", so great times. Shout out to just having a week off and just chilling by myself and all this other fun stuff. Some music recommendations. Dangerous Summer, Ellicott City, Maryland band just dropped a new single, so check that out. I posted that on my social medias. So, yeah, that's all I got. Shout out to the Pontiac for. I forgot to tell you, Johnny. I still don't have the stand wagon back.
What?
Yeah, they finally got the shipment in Friday or Thursday, and they're gonna figure everything out.
Did they have to get your new hoses from Russia?
Well, no, because they lost the shipments. They couldn't find the shipment after the roads were opened. No one knew where the hell it was. So it came in Friday afternoon, and they were going to work on it Saturday and get it out because they knew. I told her, I'm like, I have to go Saturday. And she's like, well, our tech is sick. I'm like, you fucking great. So I had to get the Grand Prix up and running, and that was a task in itself.
Wow. That is funny, too, because I had a package that USPS couldn't deliver. What they told me, they delivered it on Saturday, but it showed up today.
Nice.
So
yeah, getting telling the Grand Prix and trying to struggle that through the ride up to Winnipeg was fun. But yeah, got there in one piece, and then hope to God it starts when I get back. But I don't have to worry about it. I have all the time in the world on Friday, so when I get back, I don't have to stress too much. So shout out to the Grand Prix, one last ride. God bless it.
make it happen.
One last ride before I sell it to Jen's kid, and they can figure out what's wrong with the wiring. That's it. That's all for Johnny P. I'm Scotty Watts. Take care of yourself and someone else. It's been Face Off Hockey Show on the Face Off Hockey Show media faction powered by Blog Talk Radio. Go to Patreon, patreon.com/Face Off Hockey Show. All the money you put in goes into the show again. Twitter.com/FOHS Radio, Facebook.com/FOHS Radio. And that's all we have for social medias. So that's it. That's all. Until next week, until we see you again on Wednesday, the proper day. Peace.
Yeah, what's it for? What's the cause? What's this? Yeah, what's this? What's this for? Yeah, what's it for? What's the cause? What's this? Yeah, what's this? What's this for?